everyone, and welcome to the NBA Player Prop Show for Friday, February 19th, 2021. We have made it to Friday, and we got 6 props that we are going to talk about today. You know, we'll give it some time for a few more people to get in before we get started here. But first, just wanted to talk about Thrive Fantasy, who is a partner of Burd. Thrive Fantasy is a daily fantasy sports app, but for player props. So if you're watching this right now, it is absolutely perfect for you. You get presented 20 prop options, and you have to pick 10 of them for your lineup for NBA. A point total is assigned for each over and under, and the more risky the prop is, the more points it's worth. You try to accumulate the most points and win a cash prize. If you sign up today using the promo code BURD, B-U-R-D, you will receive an instant matchup bonus up to $50 on your deposit, minimum of $20 or more. You can download Thrive Fantasy on the App Store or Play Store, or check it out on their website, thrivefantasy.com. Also, what they have is you could go to their prop lobby, parlay props, pick 2 of them. You get like a 3.6 times multiplier on your initial investment if it hits. You could, do 3. You could do 3 of them, and it gets a 6.2x multiplier. 4 of them, and it gets an 11-time multiplier. So lots of good options on Thrive Fantasy. Check it out. Promo code BURD, B-U-R-D. Now let's get right into it. Be sure to ask any questions you have, and look, I will be sure to get back to you later in the show after we go over our props for today. So the first one we're going to talk about, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Milwaukee Bucks, over 20.5 points in this game. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of these guys in the league, really good young player. Doesn't get a ton of recognition because he's playing in OKC, a team that's not good right now, averaging 22.5 points per game on the season. He's cleared over 20.5 points in 15 out of 22 games that he's played so far this season. Goes up here against Milwaukee. Milwaukee hasn't been good on defense this year. They do allow a ton of points. They rank 20th in the NBA in opponent points per game at 112.9. This is also tied for the highest over-under on the slate tonight. So a lot of scoring opportunities for SGA. Over-under is at 231.5 right now in this game. A lot of points will be scored as a result. I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to go over 20.5 points in this game. You get that at minus 125 on DraftKings. Now we're going to look at our next prop on the day from the same game. Also in the cover, the thumbnail of this, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo over 11.5 rebounds. So taking opponent rebounds over against OKC, that's been a trend lately. I believe on Tuesday in my Patreon podcast, I think I had Enes Kanter over like 11.5 rebounds or 12.5 rebounds against the Thunder. He had like 17, so he hit it easily. OKC ranks 30th, dead last in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 48.4. Giannis averaging 11.4 rebounds per game on the season. He's cleared this 11.5 number in 3 of his last 5 games, including where he had 17 rebounds against Oklahoma City just 3 games ago. I like Giannis to go over 11.5 rebounds at minus 143 on DraftKings. Love the matchup here. Yes, I know the spread for the Bucks is 10.5. Not too worried about a blowout though, because 1, OKC beat the Bucks last time, and 2, Milwaukee has lost 5 straight. OKC just seems to keep every game close, so I think they'll keep it close at least, and I think Giannis plays enough minutes to get over 11.5 rebounds. So keep asking questions while we're at it. Keep asking questions, and yeah, I will be sure to get to it after we go through our next 4 props. Jonas Valanciunas over 16.5 rebounds against the Pistons. Valanciunas has been red hot lately, missed some time due to injuries earlier this season, but in 7 games back since then, averaging 20.1 points per game in 28.8 minutes per game. He's cleared this 16.5 points number in 5 of these last 7 games since he's been back from that missed time. Pistons ranked 25th in opponent points per game, at points in the paint per game, I should say, at 49.1. They rank 17th in opponent points per game at 112.7. I like Valanciunas in this matchup tonight to go over 16.5 points. Minus 125 on DraftKings. Next one, we're going to talk about Malik Beasley of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Beasley over 3.5 threes against the Toronto Raptors. I love taking guys who, as you guys know, I love taking guys who are going to take a high volume of shots. That is the case with Malik Beasley. He's taking 8.7 threes per game this year, making 3.4 per game, which comes up to 39.8% from the arc. However, that's increased as the season has gone on. In the last 9 games Beasley's played, he's taken 11 threes per game, making 4.9 of them. This reminds me of when we would take CJ McCollum over threes early in the season, and honestly, he would hit it a lot because he was taking so many threes per game. That's the case here with Malik Beasley. If you're taking 11 threes per game, I mean, I expect a guy like Malik Beasley, if he takes 11 threes, to make at least 4 of them. In these 9 games that I'm talking about, the last 9 games where he's taking 11 threes per game, he has cleared this 3.5 number in 7 out of 9 of them. Went 6 for 10 from 3 against the Raptors 3 games ago. The Raptors are not good at defending the 3. They rank 26th in opponent threes made per game at 14, 24th in opponent threes made opponent threes attempted per game at 37.2, and they rank 19th in opponent 3-point percentage at 37.5. I like Beasley to go over 3.5 threes at minus 106 on FanDuel. Best line there. You could probably get it at minus 110, I believe, on DraftKings as well. Next 2 props we're going to talk about is a double for the same player, so you could do what we normally do. You could take both of them. You could take one of them. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to do both, but I do like both a lot. Chris Paul over 7.5 assists. Chris Paul over 1.5 made threes in this game. So reason I like these 2, you got Chris Paul. So first we'll start with assists. Chris Paul averaging 8.2 assists per game on the season, goes up here against the Pelicans, who ranked 29th in the NBA in opponent assists per game. So second to last, 27.8. Chris Paul has cleared this in 2 of his last 3 games, 3 of his last 6. I like the matchup here, especially against the Pelicans, who just let up a ton of assists. I think he goes over at minus 148 on DraftKings. High over under here at 231 as well. That helps things a lot. A lot of possessions, a lot of opportunities for assists against a team that cannot defend assists at all. I believe that I included Chris Paul in a previous game against the Pelicans over assists. He didn't hit it because in the 2 games against the Pelicans this year, they were both blowouts, both 20-point wins, won by each team. So he only played like 25 minutes in both those games. One of them he had 9 assists. The other one he didn't because he got pulled with I think he barely played the 4th. But I don't think it's going to be a blowout tonight. I think he should be fine for assists at 7.5 over there. Now, talking about 1.5 threes over that, he's cleared this in 5 of his last 6 games, including his last 4. And over that span, he's averaging 2.5 made threes per game on 5.7 attempts from beyond the arc. Pelicans rank 30th, dead last in the NBA in opponent threes per game at 16.1. They rank 30th, also dead last in opponent threes attempted per game at 41.0, 28th in opponent 3-point percentage at 39.3. I like the over here at minus 127 on DraftKings. So listed out the 6 props there. We will go over it one more time again. I got the thing on the bottom to show everyone who's coming in late here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 20.5 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo over 11.5 rebounds. Jonas Valanciunas over 16.5 points. Malik Beasley over 3.5 threes. Chris Paul over 7.5 assists and over 1.5 threes. Let's get right into it. I will start answering questions right now. Thank you, everybody who's in here on this Friday. Absolutely love to see it. Seth Curry over 2.5 assists. So Seth Curry here plays against the Chicago Bulls tonight. Bulls are actually pretty solid in terms of opponent assists. I'm not sure I trust a guy like Seth Curry to get these assists. I mean, he's mostly just like a scorer. I'm just curious to see his previous games. 5 assists the last game against Houston, 1 assist against Utah, 4 against Phoenix. Yeah, I mean, it's a low line. Plays Chicago, who will let up a lot of points, but doesn't let up a lot of assists. I'm neutral on it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Jimmy Butler is so cash. Yes. Okay. Jimmy Butler, I'm not even kidding. I think that his rebounds prop has hit 7 straight games at least. And they have not moved. I think they've actually moved it up from 6.5 to 7.5. He's had at least 8 in literally the last 10 games. And this is free money at this point. Honestly, I'm mad that Draymond is still questionable because I was about to hit the Draymond over assist prop today also. He is currently listed as questionable, but if he's announced as playing, maybe he'll throw a last second prop on there and I'll be completely down to add that. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Butler, man. And over assists, I had over rebounds and over assists on the Patreon last night. Both of them hit it. Included that in a parlay with Chris Middleton under assists. That hit. That was pretty nice. Grayson Allen under 11.5 points. So he's against the Timberwolves tonight. I believe Melton is questionable, so that affects things a little bit because Allen gets a little bit of an extended opportunity if Melton is out. Let me just go with Grayson Allen here. So I have a hard time taking anybody's under against the Pistons, first of all. Their defense is not good. They're just not a good team. Also, Grayson Allen, 22 points, 8, 10, 23, 18, 12. He's playing solid this year. Like I like Grayson Allen. He shoots a lot of threes, so I'm not good. I would stay away from under 11.5. DeLon Wright over 12 points. Yeah, I looked at it. Last time I bet DeLon Wright, things did not go well. So I just have tended to shy away from him recently. Last few games, DeLon Wright, for his last few games, here's just his game logs. Here we got 12 points, 17, 22, 6, 22, 22. Playing really well lately against the Memphis team that's average defensively. They're pretty good defensively, but they're average. I would say like mid to good. Yeah, I'm good with over 12 tonight. Mikal Bridges over 1.5 made threes. I had it written down, and it was actually amongst the final cuts. Excuse me. It was amongst the final cuts tonight of my show. So yeah, I like it. Embiid over 31.5 points against the Bulls. Yeah, the Bulls struggle to guard guys in the paint. They rank 19th in the NBA at 48.1 points in the paint allowed to their opponents per game. So yeah, I like it for Embiid. Jokic over 43.5 points, rebounds, assists. I like it. Normally I would like it more, but I'm afraid that it could be a blowout. Last time that they played, it was like a 40-point game, the Cavs and the Nuggets. It was like, I believe last week or 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I like it. Hopefully if the Cavs keep it close, he should hit it. Zach LaVine over 28.5 points. I'm a little bit worried with Simmons guarding him this game. I know he's been on fire, but I'm not huge on it. I'm neutral. Horford over 13.5 points against the... Who did they play? I'm blanking out. Okay, they play the Bucks. Yeah, I mean, the thing is he was scoring a lot when Shea was out. Shea's back, so I'm not huge on it. Tough game for Horford also. Has a tough matchup either against Lopez or Giannis. Afraid of the blowout in the Bucks game. Not too concerned. OKC's kept a lot of games close. Not too concerned. Jokic over 25.5 points. Yeah, again, I would like it a lot more if I wasn't worried. I'm more worried about a blowout in that game than I am in Bucks Thunder. I still like Jokic points. Jamal Murray 2.5 made threes. I'm not huge on Murray. He's been so inconsistent this year. I'd stay away. Jared Allen over 10.5 rebounds. Yeah, so I'm going to just take a quick look at how Allen is doing with Drummond out. I know he had a few solid rebounding games in a row. I just want to make sure that he's kept that up. Yeah, I like Allen a lot. Cavs are definitely making the right decision going with Allen for the future, obviously, over Drummond. 14 rebounds, 10, 6, 10, at over 10.5. So, yeah, he's only cleared it the last game against a really good Nuggets rebounding team here. I would stay away from Allen here. Plumlee over 20.5 points, assists. I assume his line is probably rebounds for that because they're not projecting it. His points prop is like 11.5. They're not projecting him to go for 9 assists. So, yeah, I'm assuming that's points, rebounds. He's playing well lately. I definitely don't mind it. I'm neutral on it. Vucevic under 2.5 made 3. Yeah, I was asked this question in my Discord chat for Patreon. No inside presence for Golden State. Should keep in the paint offensively. Yes, that is true. That is true. That being said, Golden State is better defending the paint than you think. Now, I know, yeah, they don't have a true center out there tonight. Wiseman and Looney are out. But just to give you this interesting stat on Golden State, you would think they give up a lot of points in the paint. They actually rank 6th in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game at 44.5. They're also not great at defending the 3. So I think that, look, I know Vucevic has not hit this in like 7 out of his last 10. He's gone under in 7 of his last 10, but he's a 40% 3-point shooter. I'm not huge on it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 20 points. Yeah, I have it as my first pick on the bottom here. Over 20.5 points. We got another great question from Jay Woolen 5. Suave conditioner or shrimp scampi. Also Middleton over 2.5 threes made. His shot has to come back tonight. Yeah, he's had a few bad games in a row. First of all, I'll take the look, Suave conditioner pretty good. I'll take that. That being said, Middleton over 2.53. So he plays OKC. OKC, you could pretty much take any guy against OKC, and the stats will line up that it's like in favor of the other team. I don't mind Middleton over 2.5 threes, but he has been inconsistent with that. I would just stick to Giannis rebounds from that game and Shai points. Lonzo Ball over under 13.5 points against the Suns. Yeah, I know that's a little bit low for Lonzo, that prop. Suns are really good defensively. I'm gonna shy away from Lonzo. Vucevic over 24.5 points against Golden State. I like him to go over. Jokic, top scorer of the game against the Cavs. Yeah, I like it. Cam Reddish, 17.5 points, rebounds, assists. They play the Celtics tonight. Reddish has not been playing bad. Like he has not been playing bad. Let me just check his last few. I know he had a good game against the Knicks. Let me just check what he did against the Celtics exactly here. We got keep the questions coming in, by the way. We got some time today. Yeah, so last few games for Reddish, playing in the 30s in minutes, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. That hits it, obviously. 16, 6 and 2. That hits it. 18, 1 and 1. That hits it. Last 3 games, he's hit it. Yeah, I like it. He should get big minutes again. I know Hunter's out for a while. Should get big minutes. Favorite prop on the slate tonight? I would probably have to go with Valanciunas over 16.5 points. I think that's my favorite one. With Shai Gilgeous-Alexander probably second and Giannis third. Jason Tatum over 27.5 or Trae Young over 26.5. I'd go with Tatum over Trae there. Hawks defense started off really well. Was not supposed to be good. They have fallen down. They keep each day when I like do my research for the props and I check the stats. The Hawks are lower. The Hawks are lower in opponent points per game, like every single game. Under on Chris Middleton, 21.5. Yeah, I mean, I'm not huge on it. I actually took under for Middleton assists last night. If you're going to go under with Middleton, you should probably go assists instead. I think it's still at 6.5, even though he hasn't hit this in like his last like 4 games. So if I were to go under for Middleton, it would be assists, not points, just because he's very efficient. So yeah, he hasn't hit points in his last 2. Hasn't hit over 21.5 in 4 of his last 5. But it is an easy matchup against OKC, high over under. I would rather stick to under assists if you're going to take it under, but not huge on 21.5 under points. John Morant over 9.5 assists against the Pistons at plus money. Yeah, I looked at Morant assists. I had him the other day. I believe it was Tuesday, I think, against who they play. They played against the Pelicans. Yeah, so they play against Detroit tonight. He's had double-digit assists like 3 of his last 4 games. I think it's worth a play at plus money. And yeah, Morant in that last game that I had him and he did not hit. They pulled him at it because of a blowout. But yeah, Zion over 25.5 points against the Suns. I've been taking Zion. Like I'm all over. Like Zion he's been unbelievable. The guy's averaging at least recently he's been like an automatic like high 20s, low 30s in terms of scoring. Shoots 70% from the field. He's ridiculous. That being said, if there's one game I'm going to shy away from, it's probably against Phoenix. But do I by any means hate taking Zion over here? No. But if there's one game for me to shy away, it's probably Phoenix. Capella over 29.5 points, rebounds, assists against Boston. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably be up at like 14 points, 14 rebounds. That's what he averages. So it makes sense that that's what his line is. Yeah, he averages 14 and 14. I'm just going to check what his last game was against Boston here. He had 24 points, 13 rebounds. Yeah, I'm completely fine with it. Capella double lock, looking to sweeten my parlay. Yeah, like it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 6.5 assists. I like it. I looked at that a lot. I just like points better. Oubre over 6.5 rebounds or Wiggins over 5.5 rebounds. Playing against Orlando here. Orlando they rank pretty low in opponent rebounds per game. Yeah, they rank 23rd in opponent rebounds per game. So I do like the idea here. If Draymond's out, this is obviously going to help both of them. If Draymond plays, I would maybe not take either one. Kelly Oubre, I'm going to see what they did last game with Draymond out. Now, I know it went to overtime against the Heat. Checking Oubre real quick. I got to invest in a third screen here because I got stats on one, the stream on the other, and then I'm using my phone for my third screen. Yeah, so Oubre's hit in 4 of his last 5, 8, 3, 10, 10, 10. Then you've had Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins has gone for load. Wiggins has gone for 8, 4, 3, 7. Yeah, Oubre's been more consistent. I'd rather go with Oubre. Tobias Harris over 29.5 points plus rebounds against the Bulls who can't play defense. I like it. Terrence Ross over under, I think it's at 17.5 against Golden State. He went off against the Knicks. It was actually absurd what he did to them. He scored like 30 against the Knicks. There are random players that go off against the Knicks. Every single time I feel like the Knicks play Orlando, Terrence Ross does something ridiculous every single time. So for points here against Golden State, obviously Golden State lets up a lot of points. They're not very good on defense. Last few games, he's been killing it. 30, 23, 18, 20, 22. Playing big minutes also in most of them, over 30 minutes in 4 out of 5. I like over for 17.5 against Golden State. Any more questions we got? Fire them in here. We're mid-cut sweat for the Genesis Invitational for golf, if anyone's into that. Got some DFS action. Got some outrights. So, sweating the cut. Pretty brutal course. Vucevic over 24.5 points. Yeah, I like the over against Golden State. Any other questions we got? Be sure to hit the like button. By the way, if you're watching, the like button on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you aren't subscribed already. Tell your friends to subscribe. My goal was to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the week. Currently, I believe I'm at like 487. So if you're not subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, be sure to like this video. It really helps me out. Just want to remind everyone about that. And be sure to tell your friends about the prop show. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @sports_Burd. Chris Paul over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. Considering I think he has a big assist game. Yeah, I like it. Any more props we got? Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. We got a decent amount of people in here. Once again, thank you all for watching today. Got some more questions in here. Anthony Edwards over 2.5 assists. So, Anthony Edwards plays against the Raptors tonight. The Raptors are not good at defending assists. They are 26th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 26.5. So, quick story about Anthony Edwards while I'm just getting his page up here. Anthony Edwards, I don't know how he went over LaMelo Ball, first of all. He's definitely, I think he's exceeding my expectations. He's been playing well lately. He's probably exceeding my expectations. I actually saw Anthony Edwards live. So last year, the day that Rudy Gobert got COVID and the entire NBA was canceled, right as that was all happening, I was actually at the SEC tournament in Nashville. So I saw, in the first round, I saw Georgia play against Ole Miss. So I saw Anthony Edwards. The guy shot like 2 for 10, 2 for 15 or something like that. And we were just like, oh, God. That being said, he's playing well lately. Let's get it up here. Anthony Edwards, last few games, 4 assists, 5, 3, 3, over 2.5 against Toronto, who cannot defend assists. I like it a lot. Good call. Royce O'Neal over 14.5 points plus rebounds. Royce O'Neal, Jazz play the Clippers tonight. Royce O'Neal, so yeah, technically not a great matchup. Now we don't know if Paul George is going to play. I believe Kawhi is questionable also. Had 12 and 8 against the Clippers last game, 11 and 8 the game before, 8 and 7. Yeah, so I mean, last 3 games he's hit it. I definitely don't mind it. Oubre points and rebounds. Definitely like his rebounds. Honestly, I like his rebounds either way, but if Draymond is out, that helps things. Oubre scoring. His line is at, let me just grab the page up here for the Warriors game. So last few games for Oubre scoring, 23-14, 17-17, 12-14. 17.5 is his line. Not huge on the 17.5 line. If I had to choose, I'd go with over 6.5 rebounds instead of over points. Levine over 10.5 rebounds plus assists. Yeah, he's around 10 every game. Plays against Philly here, which is a tough matchup. But my thought on that actually, 5-5, 9-3, 9-6, 7-4. He's hit it 3 of his last 4. My thought on him playing Philly with a tough matchup is, all right, maybe if Simmons is on him, maybe he passes a little bit more than normal. Yeah, I would go with it over 10.5 rebounds, assists. Any thoughts on spreads? I honestly normally do not look at spreads much at all, just because I just prefer props. The NBA spreads are not easy at all. That being said, if I had to choose a prop tonight, and I'm literally doing this on the spot, I think. I honestly think OKC keeps it within 10, but I don't know if that would be a best bet. I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction, but I normally don't look at spreads, so I don't have much thoughts. Mitchell over 20.5 points. Yeah. I don't know what is that a real line? Or is that may be a teaser? I was going to say I don't think his points totals at 24. Yeah, so it's probably a teaser. Yeah, I like 20.5. Karl Anthony Towns over 22.5. I'm staying away from Karl Anthony Towns until he has a little bit of a bigger sample size coming off of his absence. Kobe White over 4.5 assists against Philly. Not huge on it. I looked at Kobe White. Batum over 2.5 threes. Yeah, so early in the season, I was huge on Batum over 1.5 threes. Clearly, he's taken a step up here as it's moved up to 2.5. Let me go take a quick look. Batum is questionable tonight, but I don't know if he was ruled officially in or playing. He's missed his last 2 games before that. 1-3, 1-3-2. Yeah, I don't like 2.5 threes. Hasn't hit it in his last 4 games. Against a good Jazz team, nonetheless. Joel Embiid over 10.5 rebounds. Good rebounding Chicago team. Wendell Carter back. I would lean with points for Embiid instead of rebounds. Yeah, so sorry I missed. What are your top prop picks for today? So for anybody who is coming in late, the top prop picks are on the bottom, scrolling below. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 20.5 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo over 11.5 rebounds. Jonas Valanciunas over 16.5 points. Malik Beasley over 3.5 threes. And then last but not least, we have Chris Paul over 7.5 assists. Chris Paul over 1.5 threes. So yeah, so for anybody joining late, those are my prop picks for tonight. They're always going to be scrolling on the bottom. Jeremy Grant over 22.5 points against the Grizzlies. I like it tonight. He had 3 down games, but yeah, he went for like 43 last game. I don't think the Grizzlies are a tough matchup. I think he goes over. He's been pretty streaky, but maybe it's the start of a new streak with that game the other night. You're welcome, Travis. Fournier over 22.5 points, rebounds against the Warriors. I'm really not a huge Fournier fan, but I know he's been hitting a ton of props this year. Yeah, and he's missed a lot of time. Last game he had 19, 3 and 3. I would stay away from Fournier at 22.5. I just don't love it. Warriors money line against Orlando. They're on the road. Maybe no Draymond's. I think I like the money line, though. Still, they have Curry still. Kobe White over 16.5 points. Not a huge Kobe White fan this year, simply from the fact, I think he's very good. He just, in terms of props, he's been a little bit too inconsistent. Recently, 8 points, 19, 17, 30, and then 8. That's my issue, is that, last 5 games, 2 of them he scored 8, and then he has a game where he scores 30. Tough matchup here. Just alert is in from Fantasy Labs. Draymond Green expected to play tonight. So, yes, Hammer, for the last question, Hammer Warriors money line. If they do put up a Draymond Green assist prop, yeah, I'll probably add it as well. But back to Kobe White, just too inconsistent. So, yeah, I would stay away against the Sixers also. Or Karl Anthony Towns at 22.5. This is for before over. I'd rather Jeremy Grant over 22.5 than Karl Anthony Towns. See you from Paris. Yeah, that's cool. I'm in New York, so a long way away. Devin Booker over 26.5. I'm good with that. I looked at it. He's been playing really well lately, really well. Pelicans are not good on defense. Terrence Ross will score more than Evan Fournier. Just a prediction. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so obviously trying to keep the channel growing, inching closer and closer to 500 subscribers. So if you aren't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't liked this video yet, be sure to like it. It really helps me out. Tell your friends to like the video. Tell your friends to subscribe. Get the word out. It's a relatively new channel, just formed in the fall of 2020. Jokic over 43.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. Yeah, I'd be a lot more confident if I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. I think it could be. That being said, I think it could still go off. Hopefully, it's not a blowout. I like it. I think that if all things considered, if Jokic plays the minutes that he should play, if it were somewhat of a close game, he will hit that. I'm sweating this golf cut. Need Morikawa to make, and I'll have 5 or 6 through. Yeah. So unfortunately, in terms of golf, just to switch gears for a sec before we go back to NBA props, and I got Morikawa actually teeing off right now as we speak. I have it on the TV over there. I have Morikawa in. I have him outright to win. That's not going to happen. In my lineups this week, I believe unless Dylan Fratelli goes on some massive run, which he's not going to with this course, then I believe I'll have 2 5 of 6s, but no 6 of 6 this week. Unfortunate. Lonzo Ball over 13.5 points. Yeah, again, the line is a little bit low because of Phoenix. Now, I know it's a high over-under. Let me just check his last few games. I know I answered this before. I'm not huge on Lonzo. I'd probably stay away from it, but I do want to check his last 2 games because I have a feeling that he's hit over more than under here. 21-13, 13-12, 20. Yeah, 21. I mean, could go either way. Against a tough match against the Suns, I'm staying away. We got 2 questions in a row here. Patrick Williams over 10.5. Patrick Williams over 10.5 points. So his minutes are going to probably start to decrease a little bit because Wendell Carter's out. But I want to say I'm leaning towards liking it still. Had 15 last game. Had a big game. Any other questions we got? Very appreciative of all the questions today, even on a Friday. Love to see it. Love to see it. Thank you so much to everybody watching. Any more questions we got? We got some time. And by the way, if you were joining late, my prop picks are on the bottom line here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 20.5 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo over 11.5 rebounds. Jonas Valanciunas over 16.5 points. Malik Beasley over 3.5 threes. And Chris Paul over 7.5 assists. Chris Paul over 1.5 threes. Any other questions we got for the day before we head out? Did we do Shea Gilgeous-Alexander over 20 points? Yes. Yes. He's my first prop pick on the day. Although my most confident one is Jonas Valanciunas over 16.5 points. Any other questions we got? We'll give it a few more minutes. See if we get any last second questions here. Anything else? Any questions regarding the NBA slate tonight? Anything at all? Jaylen Brown over 3.5 assists against the Hawks. Brown's been inconsistent with assists. Let me just go check his game log just to see. But yeah, I mean, Atlanta, like I said, not good on defense. They're going to let up a lot of points, which is a positive for this. Jaylen Brown averaging 3.6 assists per game on the season. He's another guy that's been he's been just inconsistent with his assists, not his points, but his assists. Last few games, 7-5, 0-0, 10-0. That's what I'm talking about. He goes 0-10-0 and then 5-7 against Atlanta. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away. Suns money line against the Pelicans. I like it. Yeah, Suns. I'm a huge Suns guy this year. I think they're really good. They're -3.5 in the game. Yeah, -157 money line. I like it. Grizzlies and Suns money line. Yeah, I don't buy the Pistons, so yeah, I'm good with that. Anything else we got for the day before we head off? Remember, just be sure that if you're watching, be sure to hit the like button on this video. It really helps me out tremendously. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you, everybody, for watching this. That's a wrap. If you have any more questions, feel free to tweet at me at @sports_Burd. Also, be sure to check out Thrive Fantasy for some cool prop games. Promo code BURD, BURD, to get a deposit match for up to $50 on your deposit, minimum $20 or more. And yeah, that's a wrap tonight. Goodbye, everyone, and good luck with your prop betting tonight.